Welcome to the Powers of Mind Hour. I'm Brother Malcolm,
And I'm Sister Carolyn.
and we are here to share the Enlightenism philosophy with you. It's a new way to think and live, the power to change your mind, your life, and your mindset, your lifestyle. With this philosophy, Enlightenism, you can change how you think and live.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Reliance on the power within you, the consciousness. Sister Carolyn is going to get us started. She is an Enlightenism teacher and practitioner. She conducts workshops on Enlightenism and how it can work in your life, how you can work in the mind to go through the darkness to get to the light of Enlightenism.
Absolutely.
Sister Carolyn.
Thank
The
you.
Enlightenism teacher and practitioner.
Thank you, Brother Malcolm. Thank you so
You're
much.
quite welcome.
Good morning. I am Sister Carolyn, as I introduced myself with Brother Malcolm, and I'm an Enlightenism teacher and consciousness practitioner. And that is the work that I do all the time, not just when I'm on the broadcast, but in my daily living with my children, with my friends, with my family. It is always to leave bits and pieces of who I am in my daily living so that I walk away from any experience feeling whole. And when I don't walk away from an experience feeling whole, then I know what it is that's not creating that wholeness, that I work each and every moment of my life to make sure that it is within me. The idea of Enlightenism is to touch your own life. And when you touch your own life, there is no problem in touching the lives of others. And it's not something that you do for show. It is something that you do because you are that. So the idea for me is to leave morsels of loving kindness and to understand when I speak or when I ask a question, it is simply to reveal not just the consciousness in that person, but also in where I'm living in my own life. Brother Malcolm and I have dedicated our life to Enlightenism. You see us on the broadcast, but before we were on this broadcast, we were devoting and dedicating our lives to a new way to think and live. And how does one do that, you may ask? Well, you do it through exposing your awareness of being to yourself. I don't need to expose my awareness of being to Brother Malcolm for him to say who I am. I expose my life and my beingness to me so that I recognize the healing that places in my life could use. And so it is up to me to live the life that I expect of myself. When I say Enlightenism is a new way to think and live, I mean that. It is my practice. It is what I do. What I understand now about living is that I simply, up until Enlightenism, just simply had jobs that I worked at. My career was doing what others thought that I should do and what I had applied to do. What I know about Enlightenism, you have the application within. That application that says you're born whole, perfect, and complete. faceless, formless, and colorless. And we don't form notions around others. We form those notions about ourselves, about our living. That application of our life applies everywhere we go. So understanding this beingness that you were born with, that no one gives you. It is not a diploma. It is not a course in study. It is something that you accept for yourself. The books that Brother Malcolm and I have written are the tools where you expose yourself to yourself. That's what life is all about. Knowing how you apply in your life. Knowing that you give the approval for your living. But you must first find out who you are aware of being. When you discover who you are aware of being, in your application for living, wherever you go, that is how you are living. And to come to a beingness of a new place to think and live, one must undergo some transformation in their own life. I stand here and speak very simply about it, but it was a long road for me to get here. There were many things that I had to unlearn to get to this pace, to get to this place in my life. We have tools, as I said, the books. The first book that Brother Malcolm wrote, The New African American Man, is not so much about his journey, but the journey that we all have taken in our lives, in working with our parents, in working with our friends, in working in this world, from people who say, this is the way you're supposed to live to be successful. And what you discover is that you are homeless in your own life. That's what I enjoy so much about The New African American Man. Now, the book was written some time ago. This is the revisited book of The New African American Man. These books are available on Amazon. These books are available in your library. If they're not in your library, ask the librarian to get them for you. And you can purchase this book in many places. This is the first book, The New African American Man. And in that book, you begin to understand that you are moving from a place where others have taught you how to live. When we can read a work and understand that we too are in that place where we have accepted what others have told us about ourselves, and we have nothing to offer our own life, to our own life. This is when you get it. This is when you begin to understand that the path that you take must reveal who you are. Then and only then do you understand what you can heal. So Enlightenism is about a new way to think and live. We not only talk about it on the broadcast, but we also, as I said, have written books. The first is A New African American Man. The second is Let There Be Life. And the third is Seeds from the Ashes. Like the phoenix, we arise from the ashes. And also Enlightenism, which is what this broadcast is so aptly named for. Enlightenism is about a new way to think and live. Enlightenism is about a new way to be in your own life, living free and unencumbered from lack, limitation, and struggle. And so when we understand that we are living our life completely, we understand the path that we must take to unlearn those ideas and beliefs that have led us down a path of pain. When you're experiencing pain in your life, and you can ask yourself, who am I aware of being? Sometimes it takes a while to even get to the question, because we want the pain to be over so quickly and so badly until we're not thinking about that. But if we can breathe into our own life, touch our own life with our activity, then we understand fully who we are aware of being in every area of living. I am an Enlightenism teacher and a consciousness practitioner. This is what I do. This is my life. I am on the Enlightenism path. What we share on this broadcast is how to live that life, how to always understand that whatever you're experiencing, you're always whole, perfect, and complete, faceless, formless, and colorless, and have everything that you will ever need for the journey. And with that, I bring Brother Malcolm back. He is a speaker, an author, and creator of Enlightenism. Brother Malcolm.
Thank you so much, Sister Carolyn, for that wonderful, wonderful presentation and introduction.
Yes.
So now I'm Brother Malcolm to take over for my part. Sister Carolyn got you going with Enlightenism,
Yes.
and here's part 2.
All right.
Have a great day, Sister
Okay.
Carolyn.
Thank you.
I'm Brother Malcolm, Powers of the Mind author and philosopher of Enlightenism. Who are you aware of being, and how would you describe yourself today? How do you describe yourself? Who are you aware of being? And what can you do to change your life? Enlightenism is the solution. What you can do to change your life. To create a new mindset. The power of a free mind creates a free person. Think about it. The power of a free mind creates a free person. When the mind is free, the person is free. When the mind is victimized by toxic beliefs, then the person is. Freedom is not given to someone by a proclamation, by a law, by even a change. Freedom comes from the individual. Because you can say today people are free to do what they want to do in the society. But you're not. There are regulations, there are rules. And there are rules that govern the mind. And these rules come from our beliefs. When the mind is engulfed in darkness, the darkness of generational illusions, generational beliefs passed on from one generation to the next. People in the previous generations weren't able to free themselves. And then pass on information that did not work for them, to pass on to another generation to make things better. In other words, think of it this way, folks. We are supposed to take things that didn't work for other people in a previous generation, bring all of this toxicity about race, color, gender, age, religion, status, and education into our lives in this generation, in this time, and make it work. That's not possible. We cannot use someone else's beliefs who had a victimized mind and free our minds. The work begins in the present moment. not in the past. Living in the present moment. Who are you aware of being? And how do you perceive yourself being this person? We had a little example illustration in philosophy when I was a philosophy student some years ago. It talked about who are you aware of being, basically. And how do you define yourself? And if you were talking to someone from another world, an alien planet, and knew nothing about our culture, the society, earth people, knew nothing about it, and the person see you walking down the street and say, who are you? And you say, what do you mean? I'm human. Well, who are you? What do you do? What do you do in life? What are you guys doing? And then we start pointing and illustrating technology. We have computers and televisions and all sorts of things, refrigerators. And then the person asks you, how do they work? Then you realize you know very little about the things that you use. You don't know how to construct a refrigerator, or even an automobile, or a television, or a computer, or a cellular phone. And then when you talk about yourself, do you explain yourself based upon the way other people have taught you? Do you say, well, I'm a black person? And they say, what does that mean? What does it mean? What are you talking about? I know nothing about race and color. And that's where the confusion comes in, folks. That's when you realize that you have been victimized by someone else's beliefs. And now you're going to describe yourself and the world according to those beliefs. So you're going to describe yourself, this is who I am, and these are the other people over here that look different from me. And now you are telling someone that knows nothing about you or the other people what the relationship is. That's who you're aware of being. But you don't like it. And this is for the people that are dissatisfied, relying on dead beliefs and values and the past. Enlightenism is a philosophy of the future. Of the present. The present moment. This is what we're doing in the present moment. Changing how we think and live. And what is important to remember, when you're working in the mind, you first must go through the darkness of the mind before you can see the light. You got to go through the darkness before you get to the light. Because the darkness is what we have created in our life. We have learned to live in the darkness so we don't see ourselves clearly, nor do we see the world clearly or other people in the world. We've been blinded by toxic beliefs and values that have been passed on to us. It's like a philosophic genetic problem that's been passed on from one generation to the next through the genetics of the mind. We are genetically connected to toxicity. We have the toxic genes that's been passed on, just like the physical gene of your DNA that's been passed on from generation to generation. Well, you have the toxic mind that's been passed on from one generation to the next. And people say we can't do anything about it. Yes, we can. That's what Sister Carolyn and I are sharing with you today. The way out of freedom. The way out of pain and into freedom. Out of darkness into the light. The power of a free mind. The power of a free mind creates a free person. A free person is one that has a free mind. They're interconnected. The cause and the effect becomes connected clearly. What is the cause of victimization? And what is the effect? Think about it. What is the cause of victimization and powerlessness, and what is the effect? The mind causes the effect, and it's the cause. The cause of all the problems in the world, folks, is right within you, the mind. And when you focus on the mind, you're working in the mind. It's called the inward journey. It is on the inward journey that you will discover the consciousness of truth, which will define you as being whole, perfect, and complete, colorless, faceless, and formless. When the mind is cleansed of toxicity, toxic beliefs and values, what is left? What is left? Consciousness. The consciousness that can create a new mind, that can free the mind so that we can create something different. We can create a new person who defines himself as being whole, perfect, and complete. And when you are asked the question, who am I aware of being? I am aware of being greater than the results in my life. I am aware of being greater than my beliefs that I have used to define myself as powerless. I am aware of being one with the greater power within me. And the greater power within is the consciousness of truth. It is Enlightenism. And I encourage all of you that are interested in Enlightenism and the power to create a free mind, and to use this power to change how you think and live, to change your life. You can change your life today if you're willing to let go of generational toxic beliefs. If you're willing to let go of everything that you have been taught by others as being the foundation that you use to create a new person, then the light from the consciousness of truth will start appearing in your life. Light, when I say light, folks, I'm talking about clarity. I'm not talking about a light. This is a metaphor. I'm not talking about a light, a bright light or something. I'm talking about when you get clarity, that is the light to let you know you can walk through the darkness of the mind. You can see clearly. And when you see clearly with the Enlightenism, folks, you can say, I am greater than the I that I created. Go to the National Bi Society, National BYE Society, and check out some of the work there from this nonprofit organization. We are working, Sister Carolyn and I and others, we are working to create a more enlightened society, one that is free of generational toxicity, one that is free for people to express the divine purpose, to be free and to have a free mind, to express love, peace, power, clarity, creation. That's what the organization is doing. That's why I'm committed myself to the work, to free my mind of all of the things that causes me to doubt who I really am. A free mind comes from the person who has enslaved their minds with other people's beliefs. And Enlightenism will give you the power and the clarity to cleanse the mind of everything that you believe that you are and has victimized you. Sister Carolyn and I work together and separately.
Absolutely.
You must work alone in your mind and see who you are aware of being when you're alone and how you define yourself. And that's what she and I are doing, working alone and together.
Absolutely.
Working alone and together. Enlightenism is a new way to think and live. Have a great day. Check us out. Have a great day. I'm Brother
Thanks
Malcolm.
for tuning in. I'm Sister Carolyn.